Hi creatives, it's KM and welcome back to my channel. Grab a cup of tea and sit back and relax, as today I'm going to be taking you through a speedy time lapse of how I'm setting up my bullet journal for February. So I really didn't want to go down the pink hearts and flowers Valentine's route that a lot of people are doing. So instead, my theme for February is woodland robins. Here in England, the robins are always out this time of year, and to be honest, I just think they're quite cute, so I wanted to make a theme centred around them. For my title page, I've drawn an outline in pencil and I'm then using my Winsor & Newton £1/2 watercolour palette to add some colour. I'm working in loose and liberal brush strokes, making sure to use a variety of shades in each colour to create tone and depth. Once the paint has dried, I'm working over the top in a Pigma Micron fine liner to add detail. You can get away with a lot more mistakes in your watercolour creations by doing this, as it sharpens up the lines where the watercolour may have bled. I'm then using a silver paint marker to write out the month. I'm thickening the vertical sections of the letters as I go to create a calligraphy look. I'm then adding in a drop shadow to the left hand side of my letters to make them stand out. I've then glued this illustration to the other page, and to create a scrapbook look, I'm tearing this wood print pattern paper and sticking it down. I'm then drawing out a calendar view for my monthly log. These boxes are 6 dots wide by 7 long. At the bottom here, I'm adding in the first 4 days of February, as they don't fit in a weekly spread. The top box is an hourly schedule for time blocking and appointments and things like that. And at the bottom here is a checklist of to-dos. Along the top, I'm writing in the date and the day. Then to brighten up the page, I'm filling this gap with another watercolour and ink illustration. While the paint is drying, I'm adding in some 3D robin and plant stickers, and then I'm going back over the illustration in a black ink pen to add some detail. To give the whole page an aged and vintage look, I'm brushing the white spare spaces with coffee. I'm then blending in a touch of blue and yellow watercolour to tie the pages together and make them pop. And that's it for this page. We're then going to head over and start on my trackers page. Once again, I'm starting off by laying down some scrap pattern paper. This is a great way to stop that fear of the blank page feeling that I know we all know too well. So here on this page, I'm going to be creating my mood tracker. I'm drawing out a mass of interweaving branches, and the 28 leaves will be used to track my mood for each day. I'm then using my watercolour palette to fill in the branches in different shades of brown, throwing in some yellow to act as a complementary colour. I will fill in my leaves each day in a colour I have assigned to each mood. I'm then numbering each of the leaves 1 to 28. To make the leaves stand out so that they don't just blend into the rest of the page before they're painted, I outlined them in a black fine liner and added detail of veins into some of the leaves. On the next page here, I'm adding a key to remind me what colour corresponds to each mood. I'm then going ahead to draw out my habit tracker. I will list the behaviours I want to track down the left hand column, and then each day I complete that action, I will shade in the box for that day. On the bottom here, I am drawing out my sleep tracker. The vertical axis shows the date and the horizontal shows the hour. I will create little horizontal bars showing me when I slept from to when I woke up. To me, the habit tracking spreads are one of the biggest advantages of the bullet journal system over, say, a conventional planner. It allows you to see which behaviours are affecting your mood and identify patterns to improve your productivity and mental health. Up the top, I'm adding in the quote, "Don't decrease the goal, increase the effort," to remind me to keep moving forward with my goals. And that's it for the tracking page. Now we're going to move on to the weekly setup. One thing I thought I missed from my January setup, I'll link that video below if anyone's interested in watching it, was a blank space in my weeklies to write notes and memories. For the month of February, therefore, I'm going to trial leaving myself a designated space to jot down things in my head, alongside my weekly planner. You can see here that I've drawn another robin illustration at the bottom and created a border for me to write in. On the opposite page, I'm creating my weekly planner. I'm using the same setup as I used for the first 4 days of the month earlier in the video. The bottom box is a checklist of to-dos for the day, and the top box is an hourly schedule. For anyone interested, the top box is 17 by 10 dots, and the bottom is 10 by 6. Now, you can see here that I realised I'd created one more day than I needed, so I'm covering this up with some more pattern card. After that, I added in the hours of the day from 7 AM to 10 PM into my hourly schedule. Along the top, I'm writing out the dates and days of the month and containing the numbers within a leaf like I did in my mood tracker. In the column on the side, I've added in a small month at a glance, a section for my top 3 aims of the week, and a quote which reads, "Organisation is the key to success." To finish off the page, I added in my coffee and watercolour background. I hope you all have a fabulous February. If you like this video, please subscribe as I post regular creative journal and sketchbook inspiration. All my social media links can be found in the description below, where I post additional content of my spreads. Until next time guys, keep creative.